Welcome to the greatest playlist ever. Here are your hosts, Brooklyn Pete and DJ Substance.
Hey everybody, it's Thanksgiving, end of Thanksgiving weekend here. By the time you guys hear this, it will be well past Thanksgiving, but we're at the end of a long weekend. I'm Brooklyn Pete.
And I'm DJ Substance. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. It's quiet. Just me and the ex-girlfriend making a small dinner with a few days of leftovers. So real low key.
What's it like in the city on Thanksgiving? Is it quiet?
It's about I guess it's quiet. People when I take the dog out to walk, we've pretty much stayed inside for 4 days now, but when I took the dog out, people are just kind of walking down the sidewalk with a pie or something, going to somebody else's house, and it's pretty quiet. People still out here honking. They still can't loosen up their schedule enough to patiently wait in line when the light turns green. But I don't get it.
That's New York.
I don't get it.
I don't feel like anything changes on Thanksgiving. It's a little more quiet, and the only reason it does, if any, is because stores aren't even closed like when we were growing up.
Right. Yeah.
Like you literally could not go get anything on the holidays.
Yeah, I think they stay open because of those. You have that last minute. Oh shit! I forgot to get a pie, or I need nutmeg. Something like that. So they stay open. There's a store on the corner here, in the grocery store, and it was busy. So
cool.
Yeah. How about you?
A little stressful, but
as it's supposed to be, I suppose.
Well, doing things by yourself is a little bit different now too.
Yeah.
So, but I did have help, so I got everything prepared. I had to go pick up. I shared with you. I'm not going to bore the audience to death with this just nightmarish experience of picking up a Thanksgiving meal for my parents. I noticed too, and I'm like, is it just me? Am I old? Or like customer service is the worst I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
Like I noticed things like, not contacting you back.
Right.
Sending it or an acknowledgement message, or like even when we walked up to get this food, like nobody said anything. It was just mass pandemonium. Like, oh, good afternoon. How are you? What were you waiting for?
Right.
Okay, let me let you know exactly where we're at in this process, and I'll be with you in a minute. Thank you.
Customer service it's a skill, and a lot of people forget that. It's just it's just being nice and being understanding. Looking at things from the customer's perspective, but a lot of people don't.
I think it's just basic interaction, acknowledging people. It's weird because even when I go to the record store and when I go to Hog Wild, and probably because Stevie's there to school, all the youngins, they're all super friendly when you walk in. Hey, man, how's it going?
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Hey, this record came out. You might like this, right?
Right.
Just like interacting. But it's like bring me the rock, like here. And you give them something and they go, yes. They give the rock back.
Right.
It's like, no, give me some more context. Talk.
You're right.
How about look at me in the eye?
Look me in the eye, yeah.
That's a weird thing.
Yeah.
You see that in the city too?
Oh, yeah. New York is not, first of all, I'm starting to. This is year 4 in New York, and I'm a little over it. I'm not a big city kid. This has been fun, but I'm kind of looking forward to leaving. This idea that New Yorkers are tough and badass, that might be true, but I think everybody is. But what New Yorkers really are is whiny. They complain about fucking everything. It's just. It's just nonstop, and they're loud and but I like living here, but there's sometimes the people can get they're a little much, but anyway.
Yeah,
it makes me look forward to this time of the week,
Yes, definitely, man. In fact, I got a call from the record store. I need to go pick up something probably later today. And it's a Richard Ashcroft, not the new one that we played recently, but it's a older record that I really love too, that Andrew had mentioned. What else did I pick up? I picked up something else.
That was a fun episode last week with Andrew. We'll have to definitely do that again.
It was. Yeah, we definitely have to do that. And our pals across the pond, music is none of our business.
Yeah.
I listened to their cover podcast of covers. Amazing.
Yep.
I love listening to this guy.
Yeah.
I learn all kinds of things. We had intersected on one with the Van Morrison. It's all over now, baby blue. Yeah.
Well, they, Hurt also, didn't they do? I know they talked about Hurt. I don't know if it was on their list, but they talked about it.
They did give it an honorable mention. Yeah. But that's where they referenced us in the podcast. So I like talking about them because
with them.
If you're, believe me, we don't know everything about everything when it comes to music. We just have our own stuff. You know, it's about environment. Right. It's about exposure and environment, like where you grew up and what you like. But those guys, they throw some really hard, edgy stuff. And I really like their discussion they had about industrial music and Nine Inch Nails. So, Dave, I agree with you, sir. I've never really been they claim to be like hard or whatever. They're not. We listened to as kids like Pig and Revolting Cocks and 1,000 Homo DJs. Throbbing Gristle they talked about, which was the precursor to Chris and Cozy. So like really hard, edgy, old Cabaret Voltaire. I'm like, these guys, they know it. So anyway, in short order, I love listening to their podcast because it's very educational.
Yeah, it is, and funny, entertaining. Yeah.
Oh, those guys are fucking hilarious.
Yeah. I'm halfway through the latest one, so it's I've been keeping up. So. Riding the subway helps. It gives me time to just sit there and listen to podcasts and watch movies.
God, that's always a good thing. I wish I'm kind of close to everything. I don't have that. It's like I have to make that decompression time sometimes.
Yeah. Coming home. It's I like the subway, especially if it's not too busy. I can definitely when I get from Manhattan to my home, it's less traffic and it's nice. I can always find a nice seat and relax, and it's always good to. I can just decompress.
The Manhattan train is always packed.
Yeah, especially that time of the day. So,
yeah.
But anyway, let's close the poll. Episode 16. Episode 16 had this doesn't seem that long ago. The Edge of 17, or Edge of 17 by Stevie Nicks.
What number episode? What number episode was that?
16.
Oh, gosh.
Edge 17, Stevie Nicks. Annie Get Your Gun by Squeeze. Planet Earth by Duran Duran. Maggie May by Rod Stewart. Stranger by Clan of Zymox. And Something Anything by Travis. And every single song got at least one vote.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Well, that was a great episode.
Yeah, it was. A good mix of everything. And in fact, there's a 5-way tie for second, and only one song, kind of rose to the top there, and that is "Planet Earth" by Duran Duran, with about 28.5% of the vote they got, and then all the other 5 got a little over 14%. So. Duran Duran, a little bit of surprise for me. I would have thought that Stevie Nicks or Rod Stewart would have been up there, but you guys dug "Planet Earth" by Duran Duran, so that will go on to the next round. In fact, I didn't even stopped the responses yet. Okay,
that's because we have a progressive kind of audience too. They don't.
Yep. I've noticed that, we've seen an increase in the number of listeners that we have. We have 43, I think, on Spotify and almost 29, I think, on Apple. And that's just the 2 big ones. But I haven't seen an increase in voting. Voting is still staying relatively the same and relatively low. So if you're not voting, please vote. We appreciate it. So,
Again,
it's your voice. So
I said it in the beginning. We'll be like on episode 290, and somebody's going to jump in there, and then they're going to go back, and if they're really interested, and really start listening to all of it.
yeah.
And
on these, you don't have to listen if you want to go back and just vote. But I on Facebook, on the Facebook group, I know not everybody's on the Facebook group, but on the Facebook group, I do leave a link to it like the Thursday before we're going to close it, just so I can get some last minute voters. So if you're paying attention, just go back and vote. If you want to listen, that's great. But it's not mandatory to listen to it before you vote. But you're right. I think people have been going back and listening to earlier episodes, as I've noticed from the analytics from Spotify and Apple. So,
I got to put in there a couple of things. And yes, everyone, get on there and vote. There is so much good music on there. We just want to get an idea of, and I think we are to a certain extent of who the listeners are. So that's really cool. And everyone is welcome, of course.
Everyone's welcome.
I was looking, as most people know, I'm sure you do too, Brooklyn Pete, new releases for music are every Friday now. They used to be on Tuesdays, I think, for years. But the Church released a new record.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Or a single. They did a 20th anniversary of Goldfrapp Supernature from 2006. This is one of my favorite mid-alt records. I don't know if she's showcased on here.
No.
And Wish You Were Here reissue. If that's at the record store,
Wish You Were Here, so Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here?
So let me look at this thing again. It's a pre-release, actually, that's supposed to come out December 12th. Disc 1 has Shine On You Crazy Diamond, parts 1 through 5, Welcome to the Machine, Have a Cigar, Wish You Were Here, Shine On, Crazy Diamond, parts 6 through 9. It's actually a 3-disc set, and the third disc is primarily from the Los Angeles Sports Arena at the time in 1975, them performing live.
Oh, cool.
So, and some alternate versions on disc 2. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And I think there was there's a 40th anniversary release of Simply Red's greatest hits called Recollections that they just kind of popped up. So just
40 years ago they came out with the greatest hits, but they've put out music since then too, right?
I think it's 40 years of Simply Red. I think when Holding Back the Years came out, that was 85.
Yeah.
So I think
so 40 years, last 40 years.
40 years of that kind of music. There was he always got kind of laughed at in sort of the underground music community, but I think he's put out a lot of good music. I like Simply Red too.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Fairground won a poll earlier, a couple polls ago. Fairground is the only Simply Red song we've played so far, but it won for that week. So it's got some love.
Nice.
Yesterday was not only Small Business Saturday, but also Record Store Day or whatever it's called. So hopefully, for those of you that collect vinyl, you went out yesterday and supported the small record stores. And that's one of the byproducts of this show that I wasn't expecting, is that how much we would focus on vinyl, because I've never been a vinyl collector, but I will be a vinyl collector as soon as I get settled. That's going to be my. I'm going to try not to get to your level. I'm going to try and keep it to a certain number, but the last couple of years I've been so focused on downsizing. It wouldn't be the best time to start collecting vinyl, but I definitely am when I get settled in my new home in just a matter of a year and a half. I'm not counting down or anything, but
there needs to be a support group that definitely for collecting vinyl and collecting luxury timepieces too. I'm like,
I don't think we've ever talked about what happened to all of the vinyl that you had.
Um, I sold it.
Yeah.
I sold, as you know, moving in the military, good grief. I had almost 7,000
Right.
pieces of vinyl. You
Yeah.
know, like a lot people that still have vinyl that are our age, they probably never moved, you know.
Right. Yeah. You see those guys with the whole wall of vinyl, and you think, God, you must never move. Because, I couldn't even do that with CDs. Eventually, I just left CDs behind. So,
I mean, I did almost 12 assignments in my career. So, it was a lot of moving.
a lot of moving.
But
yeah.
what I didn't do, and it was really at its beginning stages, was Discogs, where you can get on and it's sort of like they give you value of records and all that. So, I mean, some of these records.
Could you do it back then? Is that
not really? No, you could. I mean, you could really get on and research what people are paying for things. I mean, some of these singles, if I had them today, they'd $200-300 for 12-inch single or something. But a friend of mine from Birmingham, England, he moved here to San Antonio in the 80s. We used to hang out all the time. He lives in Stockholm now. He sent me this blog of this man and talked about why he decided to let his vinyl go. And so I think like everything else, it comes full circle. I mean, I had a lot of stuff that was mostly DJ vinyl, but I did have long play records. But now that we're of that age, there's a little work to listening to vinyl. I mean, you got to take it out of the sleeve. You got to put it when it runs out. You got to flip it over. I don't have an automatic table, so it'll be at the end. Go,
right.
And then I got to take it off and flip it or whatever. But the way I have my sound system set up now, it's we don't know. We know, but many don't know what they missed listening to it. I see a lot of DJs. This younger guy, he just sent me a video of how he has his turntable set up to his Pioneer DJ controller with his laptop. And I'm like, okay, are you going to carry 200 records up, in the club and then pack them up and put it back? And somebody spills a drink on them, or, DJ booths used to be way up above where like nobody could get up there.
Right. Yeah.
But there's a fascination with it again. But I think with the right, and you don't have to buy the receiver and the amp like you used to have and all that stuff. You can get powered speakers and it sounds good. So listening to it at home is fine. Having even Steve, I joke with him. I'm like, you still have a big collection. He used to talk about in the back of the store on the floor, like spread out piles of records, how many he had in his apartment. He goes, no, I don't have many. I have like 300 now. I don't have that many.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. It's like I don't do that much cocaine. I don't have a problem. I just do 2 grams a week.
But really, 300 over, the
no,
time
it's not a lot.
Yeah, that period of time, that's not too bad. Yeah.
But I'll hear things now, and it's like when I look at my vinyl collection, it's meaningful to me.
Right. Yeah.
Not that it wasn't before, but I just buy anything. And I just had a bunch of vinyl.
And I did that with CDs too. I just bought anything. But yeah, when I do this vinyl collection, it's going to be limited
curated. Yeah.
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 So anyway, speaking of music, wow, I think we're going to have a good action-packed day. Is it me or you?
I'm starting this one.
Awesome.
And I'm starting with some familiarity. Did I say that right? Yeah, I think I did. The National.
Yes.
This is from Trouble Will Find Me, and the name of the song is Sea of Love.
I stay here, I'll never leave. If I stay here, trouble will find me. I believe. Joe, I'll always think of you. There's a kind of childhood. This was never gonna last. Oh, Joe, you felt so fast. Hey, Joe, sorry I hurt you, but they say love is a virtue, don't they? Hey, Joe, sorry I hurt you, but they say love is a virtue, don't they? Hey, Joe, sorry I hurt you, but they say love is a virtue, don't they? Hey, Joe, sorry I hurt you, but they say love is a virtue, don't they? I see people on the floor slide into the sea. Can't stay here anymore, but turning into feet. I see you rushing down, tell me how to reach you. I see you rushing down, what did all to teach you? I see you rushing down, tell me how to reach you. I see you rushing down, what did all to teach you? I see you rushing down, tell me how to reach you. I see you rushing down, what did all to teach you? I see you rushing down, tell me how to reach you. I see you rushing down, what did all to teach you?
From their 6th studio album, Trouble Will Find Me, that is Sea of Love by The National, the 4th single off of that.
I'm probably more familiar with this record more than any other one.
Yeah.
I listened to this one. This was the year I was back in at Kunsan. And I remember listening to this album. I really enjoyed this record too. Yeah. Demons.
Demons.
Don't Swallow the Cap.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a long one too. There's a lot of tracks on this one. It has a lot of guest appearances too. There's a lot of musicians on this record.
Yep. St. Vincent.
Section Stevens. Yeah.
Yep. Sharon Van Etten. Yep. Recorded in a couple of different studios. One of them, Aaron Dessner's garage here in Brooklyn. Aaron Dessner's done a lot of producing with Taylor Swift and some other artists, but and he's kind of the brains behind the sound for The National, and the twin brother of Bryce, who are both in the band. But yeah, this whole album is pretty good, and it followed up High Violet, which I don't know, High Violet might be my favorite of all of The National, but this is a good long play album also. So Demons, Don't Swallow the Cap, Graceless, this one, I Need My Girl. The whole album is really good. Slipped, Fireproof. Oh yeah, Heaven Faced. Oh, I forgot this has Pink Rabbits on it. Oh, that's
yeah.
Pink Rabbits is my favorite song by The National, and it'll come up and
okay.
That's going to be one of those where we just have to be quiet.
And this is a band,
listen.
Brooklyn Pete, that drew me in because there was some heavy hitters on 4AD Records. That was a and continues to be, I think, a big label in the UK with some you have to get on their roster. You got to be pretty damn good.
Yeah, and they're still on 4AD.
They are. St. Vincent's was on 4AD. I think at Beggar's Banquet too, which has a very storied history as well. Yeah,
I'm getting a 4AD T-shirt for Christmas.
shut your mouth. Get
I ordered.
two.
I got a 4AD and a Sub Pop.
Nice.
Yeah. So and now I forgot about Beggar's Banquet. I was looking for a Rough Trade T-shirt, and there's a store down in Manhattan. I may just go in there and see if they have shirts in there. And then also Beggar's Banquet. I definitely have to find one of those.
Yeah, the one that comes to mind with Beggar's Banquet back in the day was Bauhaus was on there.
What the hell are you doing?
I'm trying to. I'm getting air coming through my window. I think the seals are
this is like
a little chilly.
This is like when I'm watching TV with the wife and she can't talk during the commercials. She has to talk during the show. It's like, what do you think they have ads for? So we can have conversations. But no, like during the song, you could have got up and opened the window, but no, you're doing it right in the middle of the conversation. I'm just looking at your belly button, and I'm like, what the hell's going on?
I'm listening to everything you're saying. It's getting a little chilly here. I might have to, in between the next, I'll grab a coat. I don't know, because we finally got some cold weather here. So
you can hear what I'm saying, but the listener, when they listen to you, it sounds like you're talking into a pillow.
It probably was muffled. Anyway, sorry about that, folks.
Come on, man. There's professionals here. I can't fix that in post-production.
We are?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. From the top.
We just gotta cut that part out.
I can't cut that. That's see, you don't live in the weeds. You're the talent. You're down there mixing and cutting. Yeah, this ain't easy. Spend the whole week just trying to get my nasally shit out of there.
It ain't easy being cheesy. Oh, now it's whistling coming through here. Oh my God, it's okay.
I can't. Yeah, that's like the honking. I can't fix that.
Oh, okay.
All right,
my apologies.
I think we're done with the National. We talked a lot about the National already. I did do this morning, though, is I downloaded a Taylor Swift song that was done by the National called Coney Island. I had not heard that before. And
oh, wow. Okay.
That was really good.
What's that? Is that just independent single, or was it on something?
No, it was on one of them that Aaron Dessner produced. The one, I think maybe the one that has Cardigan on it. I don't know. Maybe that's the name of the album. I can't remember.
Okay.
But it was pretty good. And she's on. She's been on there. Not the last album. One of the last albums that they did. She makes an appearance on, and that song will come up. The Alcott. That's very good.
Okay.
In fact, when the Alcott came out, I heard it and I thought this song is really good. And since it's kind of a duet with Taylor, I thought it was going to be like a hit. But no, nobody ever listened to it. I don't get it. But anyway. All right, you're up, sir.
All right. I'm going to kick off my set today with the Jesus and Mary chain and Cracking Up. Jesus and Mary Chain, cracking up off of their, I think it was their sixth studio album, Monkey.
Nice.
This is a band, I think that, this is 13 years after they released their debut Psycho Candy in 85. And they sounded just as good in the 90s as they did in the 80s.
Yeah, they do. They do.
I mean, you played, I think, I Hate Rock and Roll. Is that the one you played a long time ago? A few episodes?
We did Blues from a Gun and
Blues from a Gun.
Halfway to Crazy, both off of Automatic, right? I think so.
Yes. So we're both, this one's a little edgier, I think, this album.
Yeah.
Really, it puts me in the mind of Psycho Candy. Psycho Candy was definitely just a lot of guitar noise, but of course it has the iconic Just Like Honey, which I end every one of my sets with that song. It's one of my absolute favorite songs. Hope Sandoval, one of our off of Mazzy Star, one of the bands that we shared years ago. She does a appearance on this album. And of course you remember they did that duet, Sometimes Always.
Yep. On Stoned and Dethroned, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is the last album I really listened to by the Jesus and Mary Chain. But I like this song. This sounds kind of, you're right. It sounds, I would have guessed this was older, like on a Psycho Candy album.
It does. It's a good one. This one, what's the other one? Never Understood. I think that's on, it might be on Psycho Candy. They came out sort of with a long, this one has been re-released a few times. It's got a lot of tracks on it. It's a pretty long record. I Love Rock and Roll, Commercial, like I said, Never Understood. These guys, I remember, I have not seen them live though. Have you?
No, I haven't. No. Are they still touring? Because I wouldn't mind.
I want to say yes. And I remember I went to the Bluebird Theater to see another Scottish band, by the way. And the band was Glass Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
And I think they only had a couple of albums out. But as I was walking into the theater, the roadies were bringing stuff in, and they were all Scottish. And I had a Jesus and Mary Chain T-shirt that I wore to the show. And I struck up a conversation with one of the roadies. I could barely understand him. He had such a thick Scottish accent. But I fucking love the Jesus and Mary Chain. And I'm like, I do too, brother. They're just, super... I don't know what I'd call them, post-punk, but a lot of their music is their guitar riffs, the chords are just like classic rock and roll, really.
Yeah, yeah. Very kind of, it has a bluesy sound to it. So
Jim Reed fronts the band. I think his brother's in it, William Reed.
Yeah, William Reed is the lead guitarist. That's where you get that guitar sound from William Reed. And then, there's been a whole bunch of other members of the band, but those are the brothers are the main guys.
And this one is kind of angry too because they were coming apart during this record too.
Yeah. When did this come out? Because I noticed they had like an 8-year hiatus from 99 to 2007. So
yeah, 98 is when Monkey was released.
Okay,
and Jim Reed says it was a horrible time when they were recording it because he was fighting with his brother, but he said it's one of his favorite albums. But he said it was very divided. His brother would go into the studio with the band to record when he wasn't there. So it was kind of odd, the recording.
Yeah.
But, this is another one. Monkey, I would definitely
I like that.
Pick it up.
I don't think I've heard anything off of Monkey, but I like that one. I'm downloading that one for sure. It's going on the list.
Okay. Jesus and Mary Chain for my first. What's your second one?
My second one, we're going to go back to 1971.
Nice.
With a little R&B from Marvin Gaye. And this is...
Man, we don't play enough of that, do we?
No, we don't. This is Mercy, Mercy Me.
Mercy me. blue skies go. Poison is the wind that blows from the north and south and east. Oh, mercy, mercy me. All things ain't what they used to be. No, no. Oil wasted on the oceans and upon our seas. Fish full of mercury. Oh, mercy, mercy me. All things ain't what they used to be. No, no. Radiation underground and in the sky. Animals and birds who live nearby us die. Oh, mercy, mercy me. All things ain't what they used to be. What about this overcrowded land? How much more will you from man? Mercy, can't you stand? Oh, no.
From his 11th studio album, 1971, that is Mercy, Mercy Me. Actually, Mercy, Mercy Me, The Ecology by Marvin Gaye. Just a fantastic album. Marvin Gaye, this whole album is kind of a protest album. When he's this 11th album, his first album, I think, was 1961. And through most of the 60s in Motown Records, doing R&B, soul, and it was kind of the Berry Gordy, the president of Motown, wanted him to be like the Frank Sinatra of Motown, and for the most part through the 60s, he has that voice, the crooner. But in 1971, he wanted to do a protest record. He had a lot of stuff going on. His brother was in Vietnam, and there's a lot of stuff he wanted to sing about that wasn't typical R&B stuff. So Berry Gordy's like, no, what are you thinking? You're on this trajectory, on the rise. This is not Motown music. But he did it anyway. And the whole album is just a bunch of, singing about stuff that's going on in the world. What's going on is all about Vietnam and minority men in particular, and how they're being treated in the U.S. This one's more about the environment than inner city blues. Talking about things going on in the city, Save the Children. It's just the whole entire album is just this concept of protest. In 1971, I mean, Vietnam was at its peak. I think if I remember right, I think the My Lai massacre was 71. Attica, the shootings up in Attica prison up there in upstate New York. Just a whole bunch of 71 was just a kind of a shitty time in our history, and so there's a lot to write about when it comes to protest music. So, Mercy, Mercy Me is is one of the good ones.
You know, you think of the gravity of this song, and this is a follow-up single to What's Going On.
Yeah.
That single was huge. I mean, the title track of the album, million plus sellers.
Yep.
The album, it goes without saying, is probably one of the best American records, really, of all time.
Yeah.
It's just anybody, especially us, we were young children when this came out, but I remember listening to this on the radio.
Yeah, I do. And to that point, I didn't appreciate this until much later. This is something that I played probably in the late 90s, early 2000s maybe, and it's like, man, this is good. When I was a kid, it was just, it was good, but it wasn't anything, I wasn't really listening to R&B soul, but this would come on the radio and I liked it. But yeah, it wasn't until later where you could really appreciate it, listening to the lyrics and understanding what he's talking about. So
I remember the month of my 19th birthday is when Marvin Gaye was tragically killed in an altercation with his father.
I remember exactly where I was when I heard that on the radio.
April Fool's Day, 1984. They said it was one day before his 45th birthday.
Yep. I was driving back from St. Louis to Wichita, Kansas. I've been visiting a friend in St. Louis, and I've heard it on the radio. I don't know why. Marvin Gaye isn't anybody anybody higher than anybody else, but for some reason I remember when Marvin Gaye was shot. It was tragic, crazy.
And I got to say, to your point of being older, similar to me as well, I started listening to his music again because I think they were putting it all over like MTV and, kind of resurrecting the incredible contribution that he made. But this was also his third single to win a Grammy Hall of Fame. Another accolade. Made in Detroit, like you said, Hitsville, USA. Man, I wish I had this old 45 too. They had a B-side called Sad Tomorrows. I wonder what that sounds like. I don't know. I'd have to check it out. It's on the 40th anniversary edition of this. I've seen this on vinyl a couple of times too, and I'm like, yeah, it's a great one.
This is definitely one I will get on vinyl. It's a good long play. It just kind of takes you back to that time and kind of reminds you of, when we talk about things, how shitty things are today, a lot of times it was like, you know what, the 70s weren't great all the time either. 68's another year where it's just all, tragedy after tragedy after tragedy. So,
terrible. Lots of assassinations.
So we go through these ebbs and flows of good times and bad times. And so whenever I think as we're older, we go through this, it's probably not the best time in our history. I'm confident that things will get better. So anyway, there we go. What's Going On? Marvin Gaye.
Boy, that's a killer one. Okay, so we're going to take it from 71 when we were 6 and 7 years old, all the way to our formative years in 1986 with...
It's a good year.
You ready?
Yeah.
The Smiths, Cemetry Gates.
I dreaded sunny days, so I'll meet you at the cemetery gates. Keats and Yates are on your side. I dreaded sunny days, so I'll meet you at the cemetery gates. Keats and Yates are on your side. Wild is on mine. So we go inside and we gravely read the stones. All those people, all those lives, where are they now? Oh, with the love and hate and passions just like mine. They were born and then they lived and then they died. Seems so unfair, I want to cry. You say a thrice was undone salutation to the dawn, and you claim these words as your own. But I've read well and I've heard them said, 100 times, maybe less, maybe more. If you must write pros and points, the words you use should be around. Don't plagiarize or take on loan. But there's always someone somewhere with a big nose who knows and trips you up and laughs when you fall. Will trip you up and laugh when you fall. You say London dusted words which could only be your own, and then produce the text from whence was ripped some dizzy whore 1804. A dreaded sunny day, so let's go where we're happy and then meet you at the cemetery gates. Oh, Keats and Yeats are on your side. A dreaded sunny day, so let's go where we're wanted and I meet you at the cemetery gates. Keats and Yeats are on your side, but you lose, 'cause where the lover wide is on the mind.
From the Smiths, 1986, from the album Queen is Dead, Cemetery Gates.
Cemetery Gate. Symmetry.
Cemetery.
Symmetry. That's good. We have not played a lot of the Smiths. I would have thought by now we would have played more, but that's only the second song. And the first one we played, Accept Yourself, was like episode 6, I think. We played some Morrissey and we played some Johnny Marr, but we haven't. This is only the second Smith song. Very good.
Where were you listening to this record?
I was in Germany. Germany is when I got introduced to the Smiths, and it was 1986. Maybe late 86, early 87, and it was right when Strange Ways came out. Is when I really got into them. But then I went back and listened to The Queen is Dead and Louder Than Bombs and Hatful of Hollow, and I've just really loved them ever since, and Morrissey too, and Johnny Marr. So
yeah, definitely. Their music release chronology is always kind of weird to me because I had all their singles. I was actually listening to them since '84.
Yeah,
and this is their third studio album. They said their second album was Meat is Murder.
Murder, yeah.
I'm not quite sure where Hatful of Hollow was sort of my gateway drug to the Smiths. I want to say that was 80. It was really, you've heard of the John Peel sessions, on BBC Radio at the time, and that was really a compilation of a lot of singles.
Yeah,
and Meat is Murder, of course, is just one of the greats. I can't say enough about Johnny Marr. Actually, Morrissey. He's canceled most of his U.S. leg of his tour, but he's playing in January here at the Tech Port right near where I work.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, exactly. I've seen him. When did I see him? I saw him in 2008 at the Fillmore, and I didn't realize that was a franchise. You know, the original Fillmore is in San Francisco, but the Fillmore in Denver.
Oh, there is a Fillmore in Denver. Yeah.
There is. I saw Kraftwerk there, and I saw the Editors, as they say there. But anyway, this album, it always reminds me of a good friend of mine, Lionel, rest in peace. He loved this record. He passed away tragically. I think he was only like 38. He had brain cancer. He was a professor at UCLA in Mexican American Studies, and I didn't see him after the club days of the late '80s, but I just remember this record, and man, it was a banger, wasn't it? The Boy with the Thorn in His Side, Big Mouth Strikes Again. Mm-hmm. I don't think there's not a bad song on this album.
No, no, it's definitely a long play. You put it on and just sit back and relax.
There is a light. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was just going to say, and it also reminds me of when I was DJing in those days. Man, you throw on There Is a Light That Never Goes Out. Yeah. The dance floor was packed. Packed. And people were singing along. They were louder than the music, singing. It's crazy.
Is that on this album?
It is. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one. Yeah. Yeah, I mentioned this before, but yeah, the Smiths and REM and Depeche Mode and In Excess, and what's my fifth one that was around that time? There's a fifth one.
New Order?
Yeah,
No,
it wasn't New Order. I was listening to New Order too, but they weren't the big ones. REM, the Smiths. Yeah, I don't know.
Depeche Mode, maybe?
Depeche Mode was one of them, yeah. So the Smiths, Depeche Mode, REM, In Excess, and The Cure.
The Cure.
Yeah, those, I got introduced to those all around that 85, 86 period, and just it changed my life. So, and this song, I mean, if you're a teenager listening to the Smiths, I don't know, it seems like it just kind of works out your problems because it's they're almost like
it does.
They're almost like therapy. Yeah, so.
Music is therapy for me. You know, I feel like one of the happiest times. I do my stream on Wednesdays. I hadn't done it in like a month, and I came back on, and it was like there was more people on that than ever.
Oh, okay,
it was
good.
insane.
Good.
Yeah, it was great. But I had such a blast.
Yeah,
I didn't stop dancing like the whole time. But this record kind of it does that. It just kind of it takes me away. And we all felt like when we were that awkward stage of growing up and not really knowing who you are and going through all the weird feelings of romantic, having romantic relationships, how he just kind of covered all those things in his lyrics,
Yeah. And then just put it to that music, put it to Johnny Marr's guitar, and it's just the best.
They were a great combination plate for sure. They spent 22 weeks on the UK album chart, and it peaked at number 2. It's insane. Yeah, this was. I didn't realize back then because we didn't have access to things back then like we do now. But I remember I had to buy another copy of this record. I just wore it out, man.
Yeah,
we wore this out. This was one where back in the day when you DJ'd, you mostly had singles. But there was some iconic albums that you just, once in a while I'd throw on Frankly, Mr. Shankly, and people would go nuts over it. It was the Smiths.
Yeah.
Everybody loved it. And then The World Won't Listen followed this one. That was another great one too.
Yeah, it is.
Man. Yeah, I keep flipping through this one too at the record store. I'm like, okay, I have Hatful of Hollow and I don't have this?
Right.
Yeah, I may have to pick this up. Too.
You may have to.
Anyway, if you have not, listeners, these are iconic 80s releases for sure. Yeah. The Queen is dead.
Dead.
There we go. Cemetry Gates.
Good one. I'm going to wrap things up with a little bit of a connecting theme because I have the Pixies, but it's a cover of the Jesus and Mary Chain. And that is Head On.
Get my head off the ground. As I get my head round you, I come around catching sparks off you, and all I ever got from you was all I ever took from you.
off of their fourth album, Trompe Le Monde. Maybe the second or third song I've played off of this album. It's Head On, a cover of the Jesus and Mary Chain, which I believe was on Automatic. And this is the Pixies version of it. And one of the things about this is usually when I have a cover, I usually like both songs, but I usually like one over the other, like the cover more than the original or the original more than the cover, although I appreciate both. This one, I don't know which one I like better because they're so distinctly tied to that band.
I can see that. Yeah.
Even without the vocals, even without Black Francis or Jim Reed singing, William Reed and Joey Santiago's guitar makes it uniquely either the Jesus and Mary Chain or the Pixies. The Jesus and Mary Chain version is a little bit slower, a little bit more bluesier. This is a little bit more Pixies style, a little faster. But I like them both. I can't pick which one I like better. I love both versions of it. So, and we'll play. If you haven't heard the original, you definitely check that out by the Jesus and Mary Chain, but we will play it here eventually. So
that's funny you say that because it's very similar too. Because sometimes I'll hear covers that are like, Well, let me think of another one. I think one that may trump the original is Mad World, that Gary Jules version over Tears for Fears.
Yeah,
Even Tears for Fears said that song is really Gary Jules' song. And I'm like, whoa, that's kind of hard to say.
Yeah, I can see that. Even Hurt is, by Johnny Cash is a better version of the original. Although I'm not sure if I really like the original, but ones that Mad World would be good because I like both songs, but you're right. The cover version is a little bit better. The Glenn Campbell, Times Like These. No, I've just started to hear it. I mean, it's a recent song for me, but I think I still like the original better. But I like both of them, but I think I still like the original better. But this one, I can't pick. I like them both the same, and I like because they're kind of one is definitely a Jesus and Mary Chain song, and one is definitely a Pixie song, even though it's the same song.
See how we're so interconnected. Sometimes it's like there's a Jesus Mary Chain track comes on, and then. I don't know. How does that?
Yeah, that would have been crazy if you would have done Head On. That would have been a little crazy.
What else can we say about Pixies? Another 4AD band. Yeah,
another 4AD band. I've done two 4AD bands.
Surfer Rosa was my gateway drug to Pixies.
Surfer Rosa, yeah, and the iconic album for me is Doolittle. We haven't played anything from Doolittle yet. But,
nothing.
We will, yeah. We played something from Bossa Nova and Trompe Le Monde, but nothing. And we haven't played anything from Surfer Rosa yet either. So those are all coming up. Late 80s, early 90s, Pixies were the band I lived my life around. So I have a lot of Pixies tunes that will come up. And then afterwards, we talked about this before. This is the last album with Kim Deal, and then they go on this. They broke up and then got back together in the mid 2000s, and I just haven't connected with the songs like I did before. So, but they're still there. They're still touring. I just saw them there in Australia. They were and New Zealand. I think that a couple of days ago they were just in Auckland. So they're still touring and still doing their thing. So if you get a chance to see the Pixies, I would recommend seeing them.
Yeah, that's another bucket list show for sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, where are we going? We
are wrapping things up with your last song.
All right, let me top this off with a band I really enjoy, and this is the Manic Street Preachers with Indian Summer.
We'll have to test ourselves. time lost its certainty. The Indian summer. The Indian summer. The Indian summer. The Indian summer.
Manic Street Preachers. Man, have you heard them?
Like it.
Have you heard Manic Street Preachers?
Yeah, I listened to a lot of. I had a couple of songs off of "Everything Must Go" in '96. They kind of. I had a lot of Britpop compilation albums. That was my second time I was in Germany.
Okay.
And had "Everything Must Go" and "A Design for Life." I have.
Yeah.
So I'm very familiar with them, and I know that they're extremely popular, or at least were extremely popular in England. But I haven't heard much else by them, so this is good. I kind of another one of those bands where I can kind of build my library.
This is yeah, that's good. Yeah, that Design for Life was my gateway to them. And then this is about that time we always talk about, the mid 2000s. This is from 2007. This was actually their 8th studio album, Send Away the Tigers. Man, this one is definitely worth picking up. Had a bunch of singles off of this one. One of my favorite tracks on this one, Your Love Alone Is Not Enough, is really good. Autumn Song is on this, Underdogs, and of course, Indian Summer. I actually got to see these guys 2 years ago. They played with, and I like how bands do this sometimes. They don't have an opener. They played with Suede. I got to see Suede.
Oh, yeah.
And like every other show, they would take turns opening. And,
I think James did that with Johnny Marr.
I'm sure. Yeah, because they're equally brilliant. Why would they not, right? And so when I saw them at the Moody Theater in Austin, Suede opened, and then the Maddox closed it out. Man, powerful band. Really, really good. The way that his voice is just kind of, it's not screaming.
It's a unique voice for sure. Yeah.
Very unique. Controlled. It's Nicky Wire, James Dean Bradfield, Sean Moore. If you hadn't started with any of these listeners and you like this song, I would definitely pick up this album. Or I would pick up Design for Life. Send Away the Tigers or Design for Life. Anything else that you see that you may like. They were what's the
Everything Must Go is that album. A Design for Life is on that album.
Were they?
The name of the album.
They were the ones that sang "If You Tolerate This, Then Your Children Will Be Next." I think it's called. I think it's just called "If You Tolerate This."
That sounds familiar.
Man, that's another great one too. But Manic Street Preachers. Enjoy it.
That's a good one. Okay, we gave you 6 songs to vote for. Hopefully, you're voting for those now. This is a good one. I like this episode.
It's a really good one.
Some old ones that I've forgotten about. So definitely going to add some more stuff to my playlist. Hopefully, you will too. Some good ones to listen to. And as you're voting, if you're driving, don't be voting now, but at some point. Go ahead and vote. And as you're voting, we will talk about, yesterday was Small Business Saturday. Oh, speaking of James, I forgot to tell you, James has a compilation, like 4-album compilation that has just come out.
Who does?
James.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw that somewhere. And it was, people were standing in line for it, and they're like different colors. There's four albums and they're all different colors, and it looked pretty good. That would be something, if I was buying albums, I'd be picking up. But Hog Wild Records in San Antonio, I've been watching Stevie's new release reels that he's been coming out with, and if you're in San Antonio, check out Hog Wild Records. They've been around for years, and if you're building up your vinyl or any music needs, go to Hog Wild Records. But I'm finding as I've kind of diving down this vinyl rabbit hole, there are small record stores everywhere. I'm following a whole bunch of them on Instagram. If it's in your town, if you're looking to start your vinyl collection, start there, and go in there. Like you said before, you go in there, you usually have a lot of knowledgeable people working there and know the business and can help you get started or continue to build your vinyl collection. So. Along with that, Mod Snap Radio every Monday morning, 9:00. Check us out there. Or if you want to just download us, we're everywhere. Apple.
Two things. Apple, Spotify, all these other things I've never heard before. But yeah, we're out there. At least you got three. I'd like to say two things. Number one, congratulations to Hog Wild Records. They were recognized by the city of San Antonio as a legacy business. They have a legacy business program. And Stevie got interviewed on this thing, and I'm like, yeah.
I saw that interview, yeah. I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
I watched it a week or so ago. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, such a great, it's just one of those, I don't know, just an iconic place. And then the other one is, I continue to enjoy our Lads Across the Pond with Music Is None of Our Business podcast. So continue to listen to them. They're on probably similar platforms, at least Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So
yeah, they're on YouTube. They're on Good Pods, Pocket Casts, everywhere we are. They are. So check them out. Yeah, very good, very funny. We are on YouTube. People have been a handful of people have been listening on YouTube. I only have one follower, and I think that might be me. Because I can't subscribe because I put it out there. But do you subscribe? So that one follower is you, I guess. But other people have been. Yeah. Other people have been listening. I think last week we had like 6 or 7 listeners on YouTube. And what's the other ones?
I don't know if it's considered social media, but YouTube is like my television. I watch everything on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, I spend a lot of time on there.
Yeah,
anyway, but that's good. One of these days we'll get in the 21st century and start kind of modernizing what we're doing here. We'll get there eventually.
Yeah. So the little ones, Pocket Cast, Podbean, Overcast, Good Pods, Castbox, and Castro. Those are all, we're on all of those.
Castrate? What?
Castro, just like Fidel.
Okay. So
we're there. Don't forget about Twitch. Now, I didn't get a link for Twitch last week, so usually I get a link.
Ooh.
But you're out there on Twitch every Wednesday night. And what is the name of it?
It is... remodel 80s new wave, post-punk, and industrial. You can catch me every Wednesday evening on twitch.tv/DJ Substance SATX 8 to 10 Central Standard Time, friends. If you want
good time.
all your favorite 80s music you didn't know you loved.
Yep.
So
it's a good show. Don't forget to vote. This episode, previous episodes, go back and vote. We like to hear or see what you voted for, get some kind of our reactions. Again, nobody has come on and said, hey, I don't know you. So this is still, as far as we can see, friends and family. But we're getting close to 100 listeners between Spotify and Apple. So I'd like to see that translate to more voting. If we could. So please get out there and vote. And then, we'll see you next week. Above all else, don't forget to listen to music every day.
Every day. Have a great week.
That's it. Have a great week. Peace.
Peace.